pour ce talk, nous avons trois speakers. Donc la première qui va monter sur scène s'appelle Michel AZAR. Elle est responsable du pôle influence marketing chez Totem Experience Group. Est-ce qu'on peut l'accueillir bien chaleureusement? Ouh là 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 là! Attention, attention, en musique, je ne sais pas pourquoi vous aimez me faire ça. Oh, attention, on descend. Hey, aïe mon dos. Non, tcha. Michel, je te laisse la parole. Et ensuite, j'inviterai, bien sûr, les deux autres speakers à nous rejoindre sur scène. Est-ce que le micro est ouvert?
Pas encore.
Super.
C'est bon. Bonjour tout le monde, donc je suis Michel AZAR, en charge de l'influence chez Totem Experience. Avant ça, j'ai eu 8 ans d'expérience dans le digital et l'influence au sein du groupe L'Oréal, notamment le pôle luxe. Je vais vous présenter en fait, le sujet du prochain talk. On va aborder le sujet du good content et du buzz content. Donc, qu'est-ce qu'un good content selon vous? Comment générer du contenu qui va créer le buzz? Bien évidemment, il y a des tas de sujets sur les réseaux sociaux qui sont plutôt bons pour générer du buzz. Je pense notamment à la mode, je pense notamment à la beauté, je pense notamment au voyage. Mais finalement, est-ce que vous vous êtes déjà posé cette question en tant que créateur de contenu ou tout simplement lecteur? Quel est le vecteur d'engagement qui vous intéresse? Qu'est-ce qui va susciter votre engagement dans le scroll de votre feed? Donc, si je suis créateur de contenu, je me demande comment je vais aller chercher cet engagement et comment, surtout, je vais le maintenir dans le temps. Finalement, je vais appeler ça une recette, c'est un peu les 3 B. Donc, on va avoir le bon contenu au bon moment avec la bonne cible. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Premièrement, je vais essayer de travailler méticuleusement mon sujet. C'est un peu ce que disait Moonbaz juste avant. Donc, je vais trouver un sujet qui va susciter l'intérêt et qui va pouvoir plaire à ma cible. Mais pour ça, il faut que j'aille creuser, il faut que j'aille regarder mes analyses. Il faut que je plonge dans l'outil Insight d'Instagram ou dans le Business Manager de Facebook et que je comprenne qu'est-ce qui a vraiment suscité des likes et des vues ou des commentaires. Deuxièmement, le bon contenu, ce n'est pas uniquement ça, c'est finalement la qualité même de mon contenu. Qu'est-ce que je suis en train de montrer à ma cible? Comment je suis en train de le tourner? Est-ce que j'ai la bonne lumière? Est-ce que j'ai le bon montage? Est-ce que j'ai les bonnes transitions? D'ailleurs, TikTok est un bon exemple. TikTok nous a prouvé qu'avec des montages simples mais percutants, avec une bande-son assez embarquante, on arrive à avoir des millions de vues. Et enfin, repérez vos créneaux horaires. Ça paraît basique, mais finalement, il faut aller chercher. Il faut comprendre, il faut prendre le temps de décortiquer votre cible, l'analyser. Et puis surtout, n'oubliez pas ce qu'a dit Moonbaz, les plateformes, ils nous proposent des analytics, elles regorgent d'analytics, il faut aller les chercher. Donc Sophie, d'après toi, qui peut-on introduire pour le prochain talk pour nous en dire plus?
Well. Prends place, s'il te plaît. Notre deuxième speaker, he is known for his very, very crazy facial expressions. I mean, I don't know if you, like, I can't even do it like I can't. And he always has the most, I don't know, his relationships. Like, vous avez déjà regardé ces vidéos ou pas? Ses facial expressions et puis ses relations. Il est toujours en train de chercher des filles compliquées. Compliqué. Et c'est le cocktail de ces deux choses-là qui l'ont rendu aujourd'hui one of the top 5 comedians in Nigeria. What am I saying? In Africa. Avant de l'inviter sur scène, je vais vous demander de regarder cette vidéo, s'il vous plaît.
Dans la catégorie Web Humour, qui nous fait vraiment rire, nous demandons le Mr Bean du Nigeria, Mr Sydney Talker. Sydney est un homme aux multiples talents. Il est acteur, humoriste, danseur, et ses talents font de lui une vraie célébrité. Il est l'un des humoristes nigérians les plus populaires, avec plus de 9 millions d'abonnés sur les réseaux sociaux et plus de 100 millions de vues sur ses vidéos. Il a su coupler son amour pour l'humour et sa passion pour la réalisation de vidéos, et grâce à sa créativité, Sydney a prouvé au monde qu'il est possible de vivre de sa passion en Afrique. Son surnom, Mr Bean du Nigeria, lui vient de ses expressions faciales pour le moins atypiques et hilarantes qu'il perfectionne encore et toujours plus. Sydney Talker est avec nous pour la 6e édition des ADICOMDAYS et si tu ne le follow pas déjà, fais-le dès maintenant.
Ladies and gentlemen, qu'est-ce que je vous ai dit? Qu'est-ce que je vous ai dit? Vous avez vu ces traits de visage ou pas? Vous avez vu ces traits de visage ou pas? Make some noise, please, for Sydney Talker! Hey, 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 hey. Sydney. I want to tell you something before I give you, your mic. Can we have the mic, please? I want to tell you something. I know someone broke your heart, someone broke your heart, that girl, but I want to tell you, baby, you have nice lips.
Meet me later. Man, I'm so sorry. This is not the Sydney you know. I'm an introvert, but this is not usual for me. But work with me. Can you? You can work with me, right? All right. I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I hope we have a great time. Thank you.
Hi. It's finished.
Oh! I'm supposed to say something. Okay, it's me now introduce you. Oh, you are. Let's start again. And I realized that line. Okay. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you for having me on stage and in this event. I really appreciate it, and I hope we have a great time. And also, right now, I want to introduce one of the hottest. I don't know if you know what the meaning of fashionista is. My God, when I think of him, I'm like, Jesus, who's this guy? This guy came to Ivory Coast with butterfly. My God. As in, who's this guy? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for...
Sydney.
I was already...
Can you put the camera on me, please? Put the camera on me, please. Where is the camera now?
Wow.
I want to see myself on the screen.
Wow.
I don't understand. Ok, c'est pas grave. Si vous voulez,
Wow.
vous voulez pas comment... Ah, d'accord. And then you can talk.
I can introduce any now.
Wait.
Just to let you know.
Last one.
Just to let you know, Annie does it better.
Way better. But, go ahead.
What's happening here, please? Am I going mad?
No, you're not. Go ahead.
Is this a signal?
Hey, which signal? I don't understand.
I'm confused. I'm trying to...
No. I'm showing you the gloss now.
I thought you were calling me. You try and communicate well.
No, now.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can introduce
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's facing... just calm down. For the meantime, let me stay at this gloss you want us to stay at. Let me try it now, once.
Try what?
Okay, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Eni! What's up?
All the way from Lagos, Nigeria.
What's up? Give them the work. I'm expecting you to.
and music and music and music.
Music. That's Annie.
All right, guys. So you're supposed to be talking to us tonight about the key to engagement when it comes to content creators. Can you please start telling us? I'm going to be speaking behind. Tell us about your journey so far, please, with content creators, content creating.
Now, I think Sydney should start first. Yes,
No, please.
No, you get like 20,000 comments on your post. I can't compete with that, really.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Are you sure? Okay. How many of us can hear English? I mean, okay. Okay. So no need for too much grammar. That's fine. What's the question again?
Rules for engagement.
Rules for engagement. Actually, I mean, in the world we are today, I believe that there's no rule for engagement, right? The most important thing about creating content is consistency. When you're consistent in whatever you're doing, I assure you one day the world will pay attention, right? I thought you were going to clap for that. All right. Now, why I said one day the world will pay attention is because even if people do not relate to it now, they come a generation that will relate to it. So even if you create a lot of content and it's not coming through, you're not getting engagement, don't worry. There come those persons that will relate to whatever you're doing. Trust me, you know. And from my point of view, I don't really think there are too many rules to gathering a lot of engagement when it comes to this internet. Actually, I believe in two things, right? When it comes to content creating, quality and quantity. Is either you're giving quality or you're giving quantity. So when I mean quality and quantity, I mean, for me, I had to, sorry, let's try and skip back. I rehearsed this thing, please, I'm very sorry. Let me try again. Now, when you want to start content creating, one of the things that would help you stand out is trying to look for a niche, right? Trying to look for a niche, remember, there's nothing that has not been done in this world, right? So it's just to look for something that is nice and good, has been done a long time ago, and try and bring your own way to it. So that's you looking for a niche. Then you proceed to either quantity or quality. Now, when you have a niche, you can either give them quality of that, quality content on that your niche. I mean, you don't need to put out so many things, but you put out sometimes. And then there's the quantity. Quantity is you do not care about whether the video is fine. You don't care about the camera quality. You don't care about the editing. You just want to put it out. These two things will get you engagement when you are consistent. Consistency is the key to whatever engagement you're looking for on social media. Thank you.
Bonsoir. I'm supposed to say bonsoir, right? Yeah. I kind of like practice so much French, and I thought I was going to be so good when I come. I'm like, oh, je m'appelle Français Enioluwa.
Merci.
Yeah, merci beaucoup. No, but I said it that next time we're coming, we're going to be like fluent French speakers. We're just going to go.
No, wait, calm down. I know French.
Sydney, that's not Sydney. That's Yoruba, not.
Ah,
that's not French.
I know what I said. They
That's
don't
Spanish.
Know. Don't worry.
You're confusing the two. Yeah. Okay. But good evening, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. Sydney has said a lot, and I agree. But I'm just going to say that the rules of engagement are also changing, and so now people are looking for content that is more true to yourself and to the people around. And so you're watching content that is not as organized as before. Before, you probably had to make your content very clean, very proper, you know, do this wave and, you know, do all of that. But people are no longer interested in that as before. They would appreciate hard work, which I think is very important. You look at some content and you see fashion transitions, for example, and it would go wild because it's not easy to make a fashion transition content. But people are encouraged to watch content now. For example, when you make content with your mother or you make content with your friends, they are more interested in that because they can relate to it. They have friends as well. They have parents as well. Also, you're also making content that is realistic. So, for example, I don't know who the richest person in this country is, but in my country, we have like Dangote and Adeoluwa. And so when
Tinubu.
Right. When an Adeoluwa child or daughter makes a particular content, I know that it's supposed to be very expensive and very true. But when you're not from $1 billion home and you're trying to make your content look, I buy Versace and I buy Gucci, you're lying. You don't buy Versace and Gucci. This is what you buy and this is what you wear. And that's fine because there are millions of people like you. And even now, there are more, I don't want to say ordinary people, but the grassroots is far more than the elites. And so when you're trying to impress a certain set of people that they're not even ready to associate with you or they don't talk to you really, and you leave the sect of people who want to actually talk to you and associate with you. And so content has become more true to ourselves. And so when we make content that is true to ourselves now, there's a greater promise for engagement. And I think that's what has become very particular for me, especially. I kind of know what content is going to get engagement and what content isn't going to get engagement. And I say that you don't necessarily have to make all your content get engagement. It really doesn't matter. Because some content, you do it for brand. So for some, you do it that, so this brand notices me, and so this brand can associate with me and say to, oh, I really like this person. He wears makeup, so now I can bring a makeup brand to him. Also, some contents don't necessarily have to get engagement, and you know, social media has become so powerful now, and everybody uses social media. And sometimes when we use it, because we have low engagement, it starts to affect our self-esteem, or starts to affect us as a person. We're like, oh my God, 1,000 people didn't comment, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, all over our post, and then that starts to affect us. But I also want to say that we shouldn't like pay so much attention that people don't love me. There are thousands of people who love you, and they follow you everywhere, and even though they are not on your Instagram, they're your friends, they're beside you, and that's all that matters really. Who is asking the next question? Oh, wow. So I think we have to. Sydney, we can't do this.
We should ask ourselves.
Okay. So
no. She would ask the question.
Well, you know, because it's technology, and like I said, I'm the voice of God. The next question is, can you tell us the story behind your niche? Like, how did you create your niche, each and every one of you?
Too many university questions.
It is.
It's like I'm writing an exam.
Just give me A or B, C. Yeah. Let me just pick one. You go next.
Okay. I think what was behind my niche, and which is very powerful, is that I say that before I started doing what I was doing, there were people who did it, but when I came in, I wanted to put a new system to it, and this is what I mean. I wear makeup, right? And that's not very common. It's not very common for men, especially in Africa, to care about beauty or fashion. And obviously, as well, people associate a particular terminology to you. That's your business. I don't care. I make money. That's all that matters. Period. And so when I started, I wanted to be able to do this thing that a lot of people have said that it's not possible to do and still make money from it. And I think that's the story behind my niche. When I started, I was really scared of if people were going to accept me into a space that was very different. And so I said to myself that, okay, I'm going to ensure that this is possible. And so I remember when I was doing my master's and I was doing a makeup content, and that's why I made my first lip gloss video. And I just said, oh, you know what, let me try this thing, and let me just like make a particular video. And I was using lip gloss, and then I go to class. That time, COVID, yes, so all of us were doing classes on Zoom. And so I go to class, and I was very scared because I was like, oh my God, people are going to watch this thing. Because it was different from what I had done, and that's why I'm also going to say, don't be scared to push yourself. Because I was very stuck on just doing beauty content and doing like makeup and doing like fashion content. But it was the first time I was doing something different. And so when I posted it, November 2020, I'll never forget the day that changed my life. I came back from class, and I just saw notifications. Brrr! I'm like, oh, excuse me. And so I go out that night, and someone says, oh my God, you're that boy from, I'm like, oh my God, people know me now, I'm famous. And I think like that's what's dictated my nature when it comes to lip gloss boy. But necessarily, I also want to make impact, and I say to myself that I like fashion, I like beauty, and it's not very common especially in the African space, for men. And so I wanted to be able to do it and still be able to make money out of it. And now, first brand ambassador for Crocs in Africa. I'm also the European Union Africa ambassador. So I think that it's possible to be stuck to your niche and do what you want to do, really. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful, beautiful. Let me...
No, Sydney.
Okay, for me, I was very intentional with my niche, right? Because I had a lot of ideas. I planned myself before I got in university, right? So I was funny. I was very funny as a kid. I was jovial. I was all over the place. When you talk about the comedian in the class, I was the one. The person that would pull his pants and in front of the class, I was the one. So I was very funny. So going into university, I said, you know what, let me try and maximize what I have. And, you know, it was actually a God's gift that became, like I said, I always tell everybody, it's a God's gift that became passion. So it became passion when I got into school, right? I had to do, what's that thing again? Follow for follow to get like for like, share for share to when I got to 10K followers. And I gained admission to school. Now, when I got into school, I wanted to penetrate into the comedy space, but I was thinking, how am I going to do this? Because I didn't want to spend my whole 4 years in school and not come out with something. So I said, you know what, how about I try to create something that is not in Nigeria space? What I did was, you know, the US are ahead, you know. So I went to the US space back, like, 2014, 2012, I started watching their comedy, and I saw that there was a type of comedy that was going on that time. It's called Vine. That time it was called Vine. So I started watching those content, and I found out that this has never been done in Lagos or in Nigeria. What I did was I brought it in. Now it wasn't my niche. It was just something I feel like I could use to penetrate the comedy industry, right? Then I added my niche. So I said, if I'm going to do this, it's going to be funny, people are going to like it, but what would they use to remember me? Now I said, okay, I have a very stupid face. How about you are clapping for stupid face. All right. I will see you later.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the stupid face is giving me money. Please clap. So I was like, let me do less of talking and more of expression, which was in the market as at that time. So I did it, mixed it with a content that I knew would go viral. Because what I did was, I looked at who was the biggest blogger at that time that was supporting the comedy industry. We have someone called Tunde, right? I think some people know him. Now, I noticed the kind of content he posts aside comedy. So what I did was I infused it. He's someone that likes posting about women. So what I did was I infused it. If you check my skits, they're all about relationship. You understand? So I infused it into the comedy style I saw from the US. Now, and I said, let me put my niche, which is my face. And I couldn't just be doing comedy, because trust me, it's gonna be, let me dive into the dance word. So what I did was I took towel, white towel, and I started dancing on the street. That was a side hustle with the comedy. So everything now became a niche. So, I mean, from there I just exploded. The first time I exploded was when they did This Is America. You understand? So when Faust did This Is Nigeria, I was like, wow, Faust copied these people. It took me back to when I copied, you know, the American guys from like 2012. I was like, okay, this university that I'm in, what am I going to do? Then I did This Is Uniben. And then, boom, everybody started reposting, even Bella Ninja. You know, everybody started reposting. I was like, wow. That was when David first followed me, and I was like, wow, I'm a superstar. Don't talk to me anyhow. Yeah, so, I mean, coming up with a niche, what was the question again?
Don't worry, Sydney, you've nailed it.
I don't talk.
We've given you a star already.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to come up with a niche, just the best way for me to come up with a niche is there are a lot of people that have been ahead. You could learn from them and then try and infuse your own, because everybody has a niche, actually. It's just that you can't find it. You have to be doing something to find it. You understand? You cannot just be doing anything and be waiting for the niche to start. So you need to be doing something, then alongside you find your niche. So it's very simple. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sydney. So, Annie, I want to know, can you share with us a few techniques behind your amazing contents? For example, like, did you have to learn new skills or maybe build a particular team to be able to create the content that you create today?
Okay, so, I mean, when you start first, you're broke, really. Most likely.
Very broke.
Yeah, that's what pushes you to go and do content, because you're broke and you need money. So you're not going to employ anybody. So I mean, except you're super rich, though. But really, that was it. Techniques. So when I started, obviously, I really didn't have money, and so I had to learn a lot of things. For example, editing. You learn editing yourself. Editing through InShots. Now people use CapCut, right? No, I don't edit myself anymore. InShots, CapCut, you have to learn. Hey, Jesus. I want to say something, sorry, before I answer this question. That's another thing with, like, young people. We need to be very intentional about things. Let me drop my legs, sir. You know, it's, like, really serious. We need to be very intentional about things. You can't just say that, I want to be this person, I want to be this person. And it's very common. We say it so many times. We're like, I want to be Oprah, but Oprah goes for speech training, and Oprah does this and this. And so you have to be very intentional about the things you want to do and the person you want to become. And so if you want to become a great footballer, you have to play football every day. If you want to become a fashionista, for example, you cannot say, oh, I don't have Pinterest on my phone. Then what are you doing? Like, how are you going to find the information? If you want to become a content creator, you have to go look for what other content creators are doing and say to themselves, okay, I want to learn from you. And I used to say, for example, the kind of university I went to was based in Ekiti. You may not understand, but, like, it's not really an English-speaking community. We speak Yoruba there. And I know Lagos is a very English-speaking place. Like, everybody needs you to do, hi, good morning, how are you? Like, literally in Lagos. And so I used to watch English with Lucy, specifically to train on how to talk, because I knew that, oh, this is what I wanted to do. I was going to go to Lagos, and I was going to also, and I wanted to become this person. I had to intentionally go and learn how to speak good English that way. And so now you can, mix up with people, and people don't even know where you're from. And so that's the thing. So editing, what else? You have to know how to take good pictures. There are particular ways to take pictures. I don't think it's a masterclass, so there's no, but frame in the middle and all of that. How do you want your picture, how do you want your branding to be? So for example now, if I talk like this throughout this, okay, let me use for example, a clear example is that I care about fashion, right? Please, can we be? I care about fashion, right? Yeah. I don't know. Sydney cares about fashion, but it's not his niche, right? So you can sit like, it's very intentional that I'm sitting like this. So when you're making a story post about me, everybody's going to look at your picture and say, who is that boy who is crossing his legs? And so you have to be into... No.
If it's by crossing leg, I care about fashion.
Sydney, but that's the point. When you came on stage, like, you had to dance because everybody will laugh. Everybody will forever know Sydney as that comedian who makes you laugh. And so when if I just come and I sit like this and everybody's like, fashionista, yeah? You can feel me, it doesn't work. It doesn't colorate. So if I want my brand to be taken this way and I want to, oh, I need you to see me as like this poised. If I'm eating fufu inside, I'll probably be doing like this. But outside, I'll sit a particular way, talk a particular way, because that's the way I want my brand to be. And so that's basically it. Be very intentional about how you want to be perceived by the society. Everything, and see yourself as a company. See yourself as like Orange Bank, or see yourself as an MTN. There are people who wake up every day in the office and say, this is how we want the logo to be, and this is how we want our slogan to be. See yourself that way and say to yourself, oh, there are people looking at me every time. How do I eat? How do I talk? How do I walk? You don't need to overform if that's not your, but just be true to yourself and say, oh, intentionally, this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm sure you'll kill it, period. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Eni. Thank you, Eni. Thank you so much. So, to round it up, I'd like, Michelle, if you can, si tu peux nous donner le mot de la fin, s'il te plaît. On a parlé donc d'engagement vu par les créateurs de contenu et you are a professional in this industry. So, can you give us a last word?
Si je résume un peu ce qui s'est dit, on va parler de consistance et de la consistance dans la quantité et la qualité. On va parler de be true to yourself, so être honnête avec soi-même, représenter une personne qu'on est vraiment et pas surjouer. On a parlé aussi, qu'est-ce qu'on s'est dit, du contenu qui, en fait, on va se représenter, mais on va être consistant aussi dans tout ce qu'on va donner, tout ce qu'on va vendre. Il parlait de sa posture, on bégaye un peu là. Voilà, concrètement, help me guys, what did you say just before? So we say consistency, we say be true to yourself.
I didn't even know when you switched. Okay. I'm like, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, so I mean, consistency, quality, and quantity. And there's something again I wanted to add. You know, when you have an idea, right? The moment you have an idea, remember that just know that the idea you have is your finished product. So always look for how to start, not starting that idea you have. Let's say you have an idea, you have an idea to be like Eni, right? Do not go and start killing yourself to get quality stuff like Eni. But can you just start with those fake stuff and show us your style in it? Start small. Believe in progress, not perfection. So it's very important. People miss this. When they have an idea, they have the finished product. Why I say this is because things don't really go the way you plan it in this life, right? There's always obstacle. So if you start small, you'll be prepared for the obstacle. You'll be prepared for, I don't think you would have so many obstacles because you're starting small. But if you start the way you think it or the way you thought about it, I'm so sorry. I mean, take everything small. Progress is very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nobody's taking the water. I'm just kidding.
Merci beaucoup, Michelle. And thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Eni. Can we make some noise for them again, please? Top content creator all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, right here in Abidjan. Thank you for giving us all these gems, I know that a lot of us are going to up our following on our social media. Thank you so much.